Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Michelle Brown of Leading Educators with your Week 5, Day 20 Distance Learning lesson. In all our videos, you can expect a list of the resources and materials that you need for the lesson, an overview of the learning for the lesson, a quick model of some of the reading, thinking, speaking, and writing that you'll need to do in the lesson, and finally, a preview of the learning in upcoming lessons. In our last lesson, we examined the concept of gross domestic product, and we also looked at the health indicators that are included in quality of life evaluations. Today, we're going to continue to analyze that same text by looking closely at the media that's included with the article and thinking about the role of energy and the environment on quality of life. Always remember to share your learning, complete the weekly fluency activity, and do at least 20 minutes of additional reading of a text of your choice after completing the lesson activities for the day. Now, it is time to warm up our brains with our riddle of the day. Today we're going to be doing a pictogram puzzle. As usual, I'm going to give you some quiet time to look at the image and think about the word or phrase that it represents. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to think about it before I show you the answer. And that 15 seconds starts now. If you'd like some more time to think, go ahead and pause the video now because I'm about to show you the answer. Top secret. I bet a lot of y'all got this one. So of course we've got 3 secrets, right? And the top one is circled, hence top secret. Okay, so of course the first thing that we need for each of our lessons is a brain warmed up and ready to go. But what else do we need? The materials you'll need for this lesson are listed here. You're going to need lesson 20, that's on page 60 of your packet. You're going to need the note catcher, that's on page 61, and of course the text, that's on pages 45 through 48, and something to write with, like a pencil or a pen. Now, to refresh our memory of this week's focus, we're continuing our study of the Quality of Life Indicators article, keeping these 2 guiding questions in mind. What is needed in order for each of us to have a good quality of life? And how is our life's destiny determined by the quality of our lives? And here's our learning target for the day. Let's read it together. I can use the author's details, my own annotations, and even photographs to analyze, make inferences, and draw conclusions about a text. We're going to start with a quick Jumpstart activity about the different approaches that local and national governments have with measuring quality of life. Then you'll reread the text, paying particular attention to the photograph in the article and how it ties in with the author's message, in addition to what the article says about the role of energy and the environment in quality of life around the world. You'll use your annotations to discuss these topics with a family member, caregiver, or friend, and you'll use those conversations to then plan a written response. Let's get started with our Jumpstart activity. At the top of your note catcher, write the answer to the following question. How are local governments and national governments unique or different in their approach to measuring quality of life? If you need help, you may want to review the ELA G9 W4 L18 or the Lesson 18 video in your notes from that lesson. Pause the video and go ahead and answer the Jumpstart question now. Welcome back. When answering this question, I went back to paragraphs 7 and 8 in my text, and I noticed the annotations I made last week. In particular, I was reminded that national governments seem to be more interested in economic indicators, such as employment rates, income, and GDP, but local governments are more interested in people's everyday lives, using metrics such as the number of books being checked out of libraries or high school graduation rates. Your response might not include all of the examples from the text, but you should be paying attention to that big idea of the differences between these 2 approaches. Now let's move into our think and read parts of the lesson. Before you start rereading, I'd like you to think about the graphics that are sometimes included in texts, particularly informational texts. Graphics often combine text, illustration, and color, If the image itself doesn't have any text in it, there's usually an accompanying caption to give you more information. Graphics can include photographs, illustrations, graphs, infographics, maps, diagrams, or other images. So you're going to be thinking about how analyzing the graphics in and around a text can help you make inferences and draw conclusions that tie to the main idea. Your reading task today will be to reread the whole article. As you read, think about the image on the first page of the article and make a note about where it connects with the words in the text. Also, pay close attention to paragraphs 11 through 21 and mark what the author says about the role that energy and the environment have on the quality of life. I'm going to do a quick model just to show you how I might approach this. And so in this case, I'm looking at paragraph 17. Energy and the environment also play a role in the quality of life. People need to access basic, affordable services such as electricity and water and gas for heating. They also need to know that those services are being provided in such a way that is not destroying the local environment. So that's the sentence I underlined because I thought that that was kind of interesting. Because the article is saying that it's not enough for people to have access to basic services like electricity, water, and gas. They also need to know that providing those services isn't destroying the environment. I wonder if this is true even for people who may not be able to afford basic services. So this is just one example of the notes you might make during your reading. Your annotations don't have to match mine, but you should be sure to keep your two close reading tasks in mind as you read. Again, you're going to be thinking about that image on the first page of the article and paying attention to how it connects to the words in the text. You should also pay close attention to paragraphs 11 through 21, marking what the author says about the role that energy and the environment play in quality of life. Pause the video and go ahead and do your rereading now. Okay, welcome back. You're going to finish up your lesson by talking and writing. First, talk with a family member, caregiver, or friend and talk about how energy and the environment play a role in the quality of life of people around the world. Then, you're going to answer two questions on your note catcher. The thinking, reading, and talking that you did during the lesson should give you an idea of what to write here. Before you write in the middle box of your note catcher, study the cover photograph of the South African children at school, and then write down what you can infer about their quality of life. In the bottom box in your note catcher, write the answer to the following question. How do energy and the environment play a role in the quality of life in people from around the world? As always, if you get stuck or have any questions about the lesson, you can reach out directly to your English teacher via email using the format seen here. In our next lesson, we're going to continue our analysis of the article by examining the impact of government programming on quality of life. We've come to the end of another video. Until next time, don't forget to talk about your lesson with someone, read for 20 minutes and complete a reading log entry. You'll see the reading log at the front of your packet. And finally, practice reading fluency using the first or second page of your weekly reading. Enjoy your learning, and I'll see you soon.